Habari gani, habari gani. Namaste, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana, and today I'm here for day 6 of Kwanzaa. And this practice that was offered by Queen Osset of Oyas Girl is a practice, a 7-day practice where you do a different tarot spread each day based on the principles of Kwanzaa. And these spreads were created by the lovely Veronica Rose at Veronica Rose. And the links for both of their channels are in the description box below. And the principle that we are asked to consider today is creativity, which is Kuumba. Kuumba. That's a lovely word, isn't it? Kuumba. I like this principle. You know, I feel like this principle takes backseat far too often, or it's not recognized as an important principle. The creativity that it takes to plan and prepare a meal, the creativity it takes to, I don't know, just organize your day, or how you set up your altar, or how you, there's just, creativity is a part of us, of pretty much everything we do in a day. And we forget about this principle and how it needs to be honored. Really, I just want to read you some of the things that I just made a few notes when I was listening to Queen Osset. Using our hands. So the principle of Kuumba is about using our hands to make gifts that record and keep alive our history. So beautiful. We are asked to use our hands and minds to make our communities more beautiful than when we inherited them. It's just an extraordinary concept. And so how can each and every one of us contribute in a creative way to where we are? And this has got me thinking a lot bigger than cooking and arts and crafts. And it doesn't have to be, right? This is about, that list was awesome. Queen O said, start a book, finish a book, cook a meal. I wrote a few of them down. Sing, dance, finger paint. That wasn't one of hers, but it's something I've been thinking about. I don't know why. I just have this urge to finger paint, and I was trying to source finger paint paper the other day. So let's go to the spread, and I will bring in some of my personal experience with creativity, perhaps, or maybe not. When I was thinking about what deck I wanted to use for this spread, it was obvious to me. And this deck has such a inspired energy to it. This is the Tarot of the She by Emily Cardy. And I just feel this deck knows all about creativity. And so that's why I've chosen it for today. When you think of creativity, do you think of the idea? Do you think of the resources? Do you think of the finished product? Do you think of the process? It's a big word, right? We need the idea, right? We need the seed planted. We need the follow through. We need the money to make it happen, right? So we need the resources, right? It's not just an adjective. It's a big process. The spread for today has a unusual shape, so we're going to go 1, 2, 7 cards. I will organize them in just a minute. 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't have enough of the right colored candles today, so for the last day of Kwanzaa, I will try to see if I can find all the candles. And then 7 is over here. I have a feeling these are different shapes of African nations, but I need to review that when I'm going back and reviewing my journal. Okay, I just want to look at the shadow. Ooh, interesting. The card on the bottom of the deck is the Chariot, which is an interesting card to have in shadow. Okay, so 1 is my special area of creativity. Maker 6, generosity. You know, this makes me think of, I started a foundation with a friend of mine about 15 years ago to help children bring their art, their crafts to market, much like a craft market. It's very expensive for kids to join those sort of events, and so we created an opportunity for them to do that, and we did a little bit of marketing strategy and a few other things as well too with them. And it started as a one-off event, and with all the support and things and helping them to get started and so forth. And they had to go be juried and all of that process as well too. But when I think about the giving and receiving, and we have the she in front of the apple tree here, I learned so much from that project. And so I think part of the process, that little bit of reflection I had just before I did the spread, was that, right, there's the planning. Well, there's the idea, there's the planning, there's, you need to pull in lots of different people. And I think as I go forward and expand and move through different stages and steps with my business, bringing in different support is so important. So important. So much wisdom in that tree. And the apple that is right at the center in the heart, I think that's pretty potent. So that is my special area of creativity. Number 2 is how I currently express my creativity. Like dragon fire. Yeah, I suppose I'm quite energetic these days. I feel like I have a lot of things in the air, which is what this card also, there's a disconnection here as well too. So I feel like all these dragons, though they are all moving in the same direction, they're doing different things. And so I feel that one way I could improve is either to do less, because this just may be too much, right? So to do a few things excellently rather than many things haphazardly. And the she, I've actually never noticed this in this card. She is riding on the dragon in the center on the head, and I'm not sure that there is a she on any of the other dragons. So she is leading. This one was how I currently express my creativity. Passionate flow. Okay, number 3, judgment. She's pointing to the mountain ahead. She's pointing to the vision ahead. She's pointing to the path. She is blowing energy, life into it. There's also up on the top of this mountain here, and over on the left as well too. It's like the she are preparing the way for the next step, preparing the way for the next step. And so the question is how my creativity honors my ancestors. I'm not really sure. But what I feel here is that it is the ancestors that are on top of the mountains. It's the ancestors who are leading the way. And that they are with me. They are the ones who are guiding me. And when I speak of ancestors, what's coming to mind right now is not so much my blood ancestors, but my lineage, my yoga lineage. And these guides could be many others who I may not be directly, who I may not be aware of. I feel protected. It feels supported. That's what it really feels like, that. And then the Hanged Man. Whoa. Okay, so 20 and then 12. I almost feel like these are both deeply reflective cards, in that there may be a pause that's necessary early this year, planning, revamping, maybe taking new directions as well too. So I can see what I'm creating from a different angle, a wider angle. And this card, unlike most of the others, the glyph is enormous, and so it's almost like like a cyclone, like a hurricane. Like the glyph is alive, and you can see the change of the color and the movement of the trees and the plants around. Right, this is very dynamic. This is not a static card by any means. So this question is how my creativity promotes unity. How my creativity promotes unity. Unity was the concept in the first day. Part of my creative process is making the teachings of yoga accessible in a different way, from a different perspective. And so if I'm connecting my creativity with union, it's got something to do with that. But this has something to do with Reiki as well too, because one of the symbols that's used in Reiki looks so much like the glyph here. I don't know. I'm going to need to really reflect on that one. The 5th card, Dreamer Queen. So she's sitting on a bunch of books instead of a throne. She's really, really focused. The gift of reason. The gift of reason. How my creativity beautifies my community. With the Dreamer Queen, who is the queen of air, I really feel it's about the ideas, the resourcefulness. And so she's sitting on her resources. With the Dreamer Queen, I feel this is about initiating ideas. And so how my creativity beautifies my community is by introducing new concepts. Being brave enough to do things differently, introduce things that nobody's ever done before. And a couple things are coming to mind that we're just about to get going before we were in lockdown last spring. That's really interesting. I definitely need to come back to that. This spread is definitely, or this concept is definitely more challenging to put into practice. Lots of major cards today. This is the Empress. Truly a card of creativity. How my creativity benefits my community. I'm a natural creator. I am a mother. I'm a leader. My creativity is large. These cards make me feel like I need to own my creativity. And when I connect some of these cards together and I see this she standing on the dragon, it's like I really need to step into action with all of this. Something is coming forth. Everything is moving in this direction. Everything is moving forward. Nothing is still. Even the hanged man energy isn't still. And a while back, I had this amazing idea, this new idea about promoting Reiki and working with other people. And I didn't write it down. And so I really need to think about this, not hesitate in growing and expanding and offering more of what I have to the community. And then the Hermit. So remember I said everything's moving this way? Well, the Hermit is the only card that's looking in. So the Hermit is facing in towards every single other card. The Hermit is pointing to an island. And then we have the Sun on the other side of the island. And so it's an invitation to Avalon, I suppose, an invitation to a magical place to retreat, to revive, energize, meditate, integrate, process. The question is, how can I be more creative? Well, by regrouping on a regular basis, by not losing touch with my own practices. This is something that I keep coming back to, and that is, in order for me to be well, in order for me to have the health, the stamina, the creative flow, the energy that I need, this is really very, very important, so that I have this space to recharge and to fill my cup daily. Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 major cards in the creativity department. Whoa. Okay, this one of all the spreads is definitely the most challenging. And if something is jumping off the table, to you. I would love to hear what you're seeing that I'm not seeing in the comments below. And then let's go to Queen Oset's extra question. These are always juicy questions. I know I didn't do the one last time. I did the extra card instead. The question is, what do you think you have yet to learn about yourself in terms of creativity? I think it's just my potential. I think there's still a lot that is untapped. And it's a bit of nervousness too. Those of you that have heard my story, my history, and stepping out, redefining, rediscovering my life, taking a new path. It's only very recently that I've had the courage and the confidence to step out and to live my dream, really, and to do everything that I love to do on a daily basis. So this is still very young, and I don't think that the question is, what do you think you have yet to learn about yourself in terms of creativity? Yeah, my potential. I don't think I see or know exactly what my potential is. And in the purpose reading yesterday, it's about the leadership, which has come up again today with the Empress and the Queen of Swords. But we're talking about Kuumba. So to me, this has a hand in it. The hand is really important. And part of that is the modeling, of the doing. So, I get my hands dirty. And here's another thing. I feel that I can process a lot of this in other ways. So the more I get into my garden, the more I touch the earth, the more vegetables I grow, the more herbs I grow, the more sewing projects I do, the more creative I get with cooking, the more the whole energy of creativity will expand in other directions as well too. So, as always, there's lots to reflect upon. So thanks for joining me for day 6 of Kwanzaa. Habari Gani. Namaste.